M.I.N.E Trapping System consists of one 8-foot wide door with a control box that we can trip either with electronic tripwire, on site with a remote, through an AT&T or Verizon camera, or through an IP streaming video. It's integral. It can work with any one of those things. It just depends on the amount of money that you want to spend and the time that you want to spend. And what we're going to do is just put one double wire at the top and the bottom on each seam.
You'll notice on a couple of these I'm going to leave big long tails. What we'll do with those is I'll usually leave 3 per side. I'll cut down a big pine branch or a water oak or something that's going to hold its leaves for a little while and just tie it to either side of the gate and let it drape over and cover these straight lines and 90-degree angles and get that a little more camouflage.
You could take and make this a 4-hour job if you wanted to. The goal is to get this up in the most efficient way possible, strong enough that we're going to catch everything that we want, that we have coming to the bait site. That's why it's so important that we do intel with the cameras and know what kind of group we're dealing with.
Get with the drill. Away you go.
The way I look at, in almost every single state, there's no close season and no bag limit on hogs, and the populations keep getting bigger and bigger. It's because hunters are treating a hog like a legal game species. We've been educated as conservationists, as hunters, that it's not ethical to shoot a fawn deer. It's not ethical to shoot an elk calf. It's not ethical to shoot a bear cub. Those are all legal game species that have a hunting season to regulate the species, and they've got a bag limit. That's what wildlife biologists come up with hunting seasons and bag limits for. It doesn't work with hogs. You cannot treat a hog like a game animal. I like to think of a hog as a pest. These hogs have been trapped a lot. We've had a lot of inexperienced trappers that have been educating these and making them trap shy. So we have it to where they can see all the way through. And what happens when we push a button, we should have a simultaneous discharge. Can't get any better than that. I can live with that. We've got this double door in place, and I only need them to make a mistake one time. It's just a matter of 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, we're gonna catch them. Hours later, 100% success. That's what we're looking for. The very first time they made a mistake, we caught them 100% success. We didn't have to worry about driving back and forth for 3 weeks, filling feeders. We have to worry about changing SD cards and looking at all that. We're getting our intel live. We've got a situation here where 2 sows and their pigs were coming to the feeder, and a hunter shot one of the sows. Totally screwed up the whole entire pattern. I believe that second sow was hurt, because when she comes, we can see on film that she comes up to the door, her tail straight down, she just like she's not feeling good. So I think either she took a bullet or she's gotten hurt. She comes up to the gate of the threshold on the trap, but she won't go through. We've got all the pigs that are committed. The next time this sow makes a mistake and enters that trap, I got to be there to capitalize on that. Hey, the pigs just showed up at trap 2. That looks like 11 pigs. And the sow at the output. This took about 2 weeks longer than it should have, because we had 2 sows and those same 10 pigs coming, and they had hit another feeder about a mile away. Somebody shot one of those sows, and that screwed up their whole entire. It probably took another week for this sow to trust this enclosure. The pigs would go in, but for us, we want 100% success. If I didn't catch that sow, you know, in 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, she's gonna be dropping another litter. So it's important to me to get that whole entire group. So it just so happened that earlier this week, she started using this with the group. And that's what's nice about having this on a remote. We decide, a human being decides when to drop this to make sure that we have 100% success. The M.I.N.E Trapping System comes with this 8-foot wide drop gate with a control box. It comes with a transmitter that's a push button. One of the things that we found out while we were changing regulation here in the state of Georgia, 2 years ago we passed where hunters, deer hunters, can actually hunt over bait in South Georgia. Well, instead of just hunting over an open feeder, what if 20 hogs come running that feeder at dusk? Instead of that hunter stand up and taking one shot and killing one sow and educating 19 pigs, sitting on his tree stand, he can just catch the whole entire group. That makes more sense for farmers to be able to take out that whole entire group on their property. The second transmitter that comes can either go into an electronic tripwire. We can program it into that camera that takes the pictures, and when we call it, it drops the control box with a SIM card, or we can put it into our IP camera that's live video. So we made it to where it's integral, that the same system can work on any of those 3 things. We just want to be able to have different price points for everybody and different uses. You know, not every state can you hunt over bait, but the ones that can, this is a lot more smarter for the landowner and for the hunters. If you're a true deer hunter and you're trying to make habitat for your deer, you have no reason to have the hogs. This is the best way to get rid of the whole entire group while you're enjoying your deer hunting. We specially make our panels. Where normal cattle panel is only 50 inches tall, we made these 56 inches tall. We got 6 of these 2-inch openings, then it goes to 3-inch opening. So the first 18 inches is impossible for any juvenile pig to escape. And then we go ahead and open it up like a normal cattle panel at the top, because the hogs can't jump out over the top. But it makes it to where it's half the weight of a horse panel or a bull panel. So we want the best of both worlds. We want half the weight, half the cost, yet 100% of the retainability to keep the hogs in here. Best of both worlds. January, February, March for us in Georgia is the most important time to trap. Now, as soon as farmers start planting corn, and we've got thousands of acres of corn back out here behind the planter, the hogs are not so much want to come into a trap. Then we're going to switch to thermal operations. But that 6-month cycle is by far the most efficient time of the year to get from 250 hogs on a place to 0. That's what we have. We're looking for that bullseye, you know, being able to focus exactly on what we need to do in that 6-month time period. In 2012, we killed 1,856 hogs. In the last 6 years, we've killed right at 10,000.
A place I go, tucked back in the pines, where a green field grows, my own little paradise. I'm thankful for this land and the life that it provides. See, the measure of a man is what he leaves behind.
sometimes you just got to get on old Chucky. Let him loosen up a little bit.
I am what I am. If you sit me down, I'm gonna talk like this. Hit trails in pine plantations, nothing can be better.
That'd have been good if he hadn't have just bulldozed the camera.